Welcome to the OT Update, presented by the Bounce Pass Pitch Podcast. Your midweek sports fix is here recapping the latest headlines, sharing quick takes, and making bold predictions in just 30 minutes. Let's get right into today's biggest stories.
All right, we're good. Oh, man. I'm dying. What's up?
Yo.
I'm good. Y'all are laughing so hard. This is why we don't do live streams. Oh, my goodness. All right. We had a couple of technical difficulties here, so.
Finally live, though. Finally.
Welcome to the OT Update presented by Bounce Pass Pitch Podcast. Your hosts, Kat, Sammy, and Ramon Raymond. Packers lover.
Yep.
Playboy Cardi.
Enthusiast.
Chaser.
Shout out to Cardi. Gonna drop in a few hours.
Okay, we're getting this. Boom. All right, 3 concurrent. Let's say concurrent viewers. What's up? We're excited to have you
What's
guys.
up, peeps?
We got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover in a short way to get there. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for, I didn't record this on the MacBook, so that's awesome. We're just not recording this audio and putting it anywhere else.
Yep. Well, you record on YouTube, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
Anyways, we're going to
be
get right
straight.
into it pretty hot and heavy. I got a 30-minute timer,
So you get after
so we can get after it. We're going to start.
With the commies, I guess.
Yeah.
There it is.
Huh?
Yeah, Washington Commanders. They made some pretty big trades. Debo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil's huge, especially
Yeah.
for Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to build around him. Debo is, I don't know. He kind of had a weird year last year. I know he's hurt, but a lot of people really do respect what he does and how he plays football. He's definitely a hard-nosed guy. Plus, also getting Laramie Tunsil. I know they gave up quite a bit for him, but
Yeah, they gave up a second, a third, a fourth, and a seventh, or a second, third, fifth, seventh, and they ended up getting a third or a fourth for him with it, the
with him,
package.
yeah,
So really, he gave away 4 picks, but they really only gave away 3 and got a pick.
yeah,
They gave us some big time picks though.
yeah.
That's high draft picks. I think they gave a second round for next year.
Yeah.
And the third for this year. It's pretty high, honestly.
But I mean, you can kind of tell how the Commanders are like, yeah, we got our guy at quarterback, so let's protect him. Went all in with him, so I think it's pretty good. What do you guys think about the Commanders next year?
I think the Commanders are in a win now phase. When you give away that many draft picks for a tackle. And here's the other thing, like with Laramie Tunsil and the Houston Texans, they were one of the worst lines.
Yeah,
So it's like,
it's kind of crazy.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday when we were trying to set up for the live stream. We had some issues. And we're talking about, like, okay, you're getting rid of the Texans are getting rid of these offensive linemen that have been terrible for them. So, like, is it them? Was it the Texans? Was C.J. Stroud holding the ball too long? So they got those guys traded. Debo Samuel's going to go nuts. And then they retained Bobby Wagner. He's just a good old head to have. Zach Ertz on a
Good locker
1-year
room
deal
guy.
is crazy. They're really set up to win now. They got to win so they win the next 3 or 4 years, or they're going to go into a rebuild mode with a franchise quarterback for 5 years.
Yeah,
They re-signed Zane Gonzalez. I had him on fantasy, bro.
He's a
He was
kicker,
he was
right?
always
Yeah.
injured. Always injured.
that's
And then they re-signed a D tackle because they lost Jonathan Allen.
yeah, that was pretty big.
So that's pretty good for them to re-sign a D tackle. Yeah, I don't know who that guy's name was. No
Can't say
disrespect.
his name, but
Yeah, no
So-
disrespect, but he must be pretty good to be
yeah.
in the NFL though.
And then moving on to the Atlanta Falcons.
Also, if you see us looking over this way, we got the screen in front of us. I just noticed like we're all staring this
we're all
way.
looking this way.
It's-
Didn't really do much. They're kind of, they got a pretty good solid team with Michael Penix being the number 1 QB now. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts is still there, and they got Drake London. So their offense is pretty good.
And Jake Matthews. So you remember, Mike Penix is a left-handed quarterback. So your offensive line is flipped. So where usually your left tackle is your best pass protector, should go to the right side of the line, unless you have a really strong right tackle, because he has your left-handed quarterback. Your blind side is now the opposite side. So I think we're going to see a lot with them moving forward that too. But I think Jake Matthews, 2 years, $45 million extension.
That's a lot. I feel
It's
like.
a lot of cheese.
I don't even know, like, his stats like that. I didn't know he was like that. Excuse me for not recognizing game.
I guess we're still waiting on Kirk Cousins, see what they do with him, because he was in a bunch of trade talks earlier, but I guess that was just the media hyping it up.
Yeah, I guess he's just gonna be the backup.
I thought have they not released him? Or have they talked about releasing him?
They're going to have to eat so much of that.
Yeah,
I don't know what team wants to bring
he had
that
a
in.
whole 3-year deal, didn't he?
He got signed 4 year,
100.
Four, like
yeah.
100.
I think it was 100 mil. I don't think it was nothing too crazy.
Then they got Leonard Floyd. They signed Leonard Floyd. He was pretty good with the Rams. He's just getting up there in age, but 1 year, $10 million, can't go wrong with that, especially on a pass rusher like him. So
Yeah.
I don't know who Mike Ford is.
He created
yeah.
the
the
first
assembly
car.
line.
He
Yeah,
created the first car.
it's Henry Ford.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
They have done nothing because last year
They
they
didn't
spent
need
all their
to.
money on Derrick
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah,
So
I think they don't really need much upgrades. DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's a number 2 nowadays.
yeah.
But low key, I don't know how I feel about. I mean, Zay's pretty good too, but it's probably low key just like two number
I was
twos.
to say they have an issue at having a number 1 guy, and no hate to D Hop, but like he kind of wasted his last prime away. Because we can go into the Cardinals, then go into the
Titans.
Titans.
Titans. Poor Titans.
2-3 years.
Hey, he
Yeah.
reunited.
He
Yeah.
did.
Derrick Henry's the one.
Derrick
That's why. Wait,
They
hold
said
on.
that one. There was a
Sources.
post
Yeah.
where, it was Lamar, D Hop, and
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
were all
said
cooling.
who's stopping this offense. So
Yeah, that was like
I guess
3
we'll
years
see.
ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Sorry, I'm gonna check the audio real quick to make sure we're good. Okay.
And then
Should be my
yeah,
B.
I think the Ravens still probably, like y'all said, another number 1 wide receiver to really
Shout
help out.
to Ronnie Stanley though.
Who's
Got
that?
paid.
Yeah, left tackle. He actually is pretty good.
Yeah,
He's one of their. He's like a
Richard's good too.
Oh,
That
yeah.
fullback. He's a good utility guy, kind of like
is.
Juszczyk.
use check gonna go to the Steelers. So I heard. We'll get there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bills.
Buffalo
Oh,
Bills.
Okay,
Lord.
first off, Josh Allen. I was just telling Ray this. Kudos Josh Allen for leaving $90 million on the table. So I mean, he didn't take it all, and then you can see kind
Cat
of.
said it was a pay cut, but I mean 6 years, $330 million. I don't know how much.
Well,
of
how
a
much is he
pay
getting paid
cut
per
is
year?
that?
What's the
He's
math
getting paid
on that?
55, but he could have got paid 65.
I mean, that's I'd say it's a pay cut. You're getting paid.
I
Less
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah.
Then
You just won
Dak.
the MVP.
He's getting paid less than Dak.
Yeah, and you're an MVP. But also think about the cap inflation. It's like right now it may not seem like it, but in 2 or 3 years when they need to go back and get some young guys, and they're
Yeah,
like,
but everybody was flipping out about Jordan Love's contract, saying he's getting.
well, he is
55.
overpaid.
No, he's not. Anywho, same thing for that though. I'm just saying, like
No, I know
the
what you're
cap
saying.
inflation is
Yeah.
the same thing.
I mean, look at that cap inflation when they signed Mahomes. They signed him like a 10-year deal, and he's still on that deal.
And they're
They'll
still
probably restructure it,
this
yeah.
is the third year he's restructured it. He's
Yeah,
restructured it
every
again this year.
Yeah.
It's like Shohei. They keep pushing it back.
He's
pushing it back.
deferring all his money.
Yeah.
Another big pickup for them was Joey Bosa too on a 1-year deal, 1 year, $12.6 million. So
Another team I think is all in right now to
Oh,
win.
yeah.
They had to be goal. I think the Buffalo Bills window closing to win is closing to win. Like I
Yeah.
mean, 2-3 years they might, and then you're gonna go into not a rebuild, but I want to almost say like a restructured roster. Okay, you signed. What would
yeah, I mean,
Shakir
they
get?
got a lot of people back. Shakir's 4 years,
60 million, which is not bad for the receiver market,
12, 13
and probably a lot
year.
of that's in incentives too.
But they got a
So-
good amount of young guys too, like Coleman and running back. What's his name again? James Cook.
James Cook,
Mhm.
and then they signed a running back. Kept DeMar Hamlin
Yep. Kept DeMar
Didn't they
Hamlin.
sign 1 year?
one
That's
year.
the biggest. Yeah. That's
That's the big
biggest
story
thing.
in the NFL.
That's the biggest thing they
Man
they
died
did.
on field, is now re-signed. You can't let him
resurrected.
go. No way you
Yeah.
resurrect. He's got to be a 1-year deal
It's
forever.
part of the ESPN deal. Right?
It's
Yeah.
a business.
It is a business. Like we have no viewership. Let this man die.
But I think they did a good job of keeping their core together, especially since they had a good year last year. They just can't get past Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So,
Yeah. Everybody in the
sorry.
AFC,
yeah.
because even the Ravens. I mean, they
Yeah.
went all in last year, and
That's
nothing.
crazy. AFC is the toughest conference in football. You've got the Chargers, the Patrick Mahomes,
You can just name all the
Pretty much.
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
the
name all the
Patrick- the
quarterbacks on
Kansas
there.
City
Justin
Mahomes.
Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Then you've got
if
the
Jalen-
the Ravens, the Steelers. I mean, you just go through these AFC teams. The Dolphins are with a banged up Tua. They're still,
Still going.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
Then
Sorry, I was looking at the video
who's
again.
next. Let's see. Carolina Panthers. This is a sneaky team.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danielle. Like she said, they're going to win the NFC South next year.
Hey, that's
I hope so.
Well, they tried to. They're proving they're trying to spend that money. They gave J.C. Horn a huge deal, 4 year, $100 million. So I didn't think he was nice like that, but I guess
know his
I guess he
intangibles.
is, huh?
His intangibles are really good. He's really athletic, and he could ball out on that side. But I never really watched too much of Panthers coverage
Yeah.
snaps. So.
well, their defense pretty bad. So I mean, I don't think he had really much help.
No.
Another thing too, they kept Andy Dalton, which is good, I guess,
Big Red.
just in case Bryce Young doesn't pan out like he did, or he doesn't come out
At the
hot
end of
like he
the
did at the end of the season.
They should have signed Rod Wave of whatever he told Bryce
He
Young.
signed, he signed for life with them. And then who else? They got an edge. Patrick Jones is second.
got
or
their
junior.
got their punter.
Got the singer Bobby Brown at D tackle.
Oh my.
They've still got a top 10 pick, right?
Yeah,
So they could do something.
I think
like that.
I think it's like 6 or 7 pick. No, Raiders are 6, but they're up there. They're top 10 for sure. Pick, and then any other names out there? Y'all see Tommy Tremble was a good target for Bryce Young last year.
They got Michael
he's-
Jackson.
Michael
They got all the singers on here. They got Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown.
It's gonna be a crazy
Yeah.
halftime show anytime you watch them.
All right,
That's
and
funny.
then, Chicago Bears,
Ray's favorite team,
big one right here. These guys, they're really
the North
the
Bay Packers.
What is it? 3 seasons in a row. The 3-peat
Yeah,
off-season
3P
champs.
off-season. I can't even speak. 3P off-season champs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's nuts. I mean, they did pretty good. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is their offensive line. We just showed a graphic. What they call it? The
The Great Wall
the
of
Great
Chi-Town.
Wall of Chi-Town. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I think they're cooking with that O-line. That's all Caleb really needed, and better coaching.
We shall see.
Yeah,
I
we'll-
just see a
we'll
picture
see.
of the Bears coach, what he looked like when he first came in his press conference to now. He looks like he's been through.
Who, Ben Johnson?
Yeah, he looks terrible. He looks like stressed, and he's got like acne real bad on his face now. It's
The
like
Pressure of being a head coach.
The
Instead
pressure of
being
going to the
offensive
Bears.
lineman, or
Yeah,
offensive
coach.
coordinator.
Yep.
Like it's totally different. You gotta look over every part of the team too. So it's not just like
And
you're not
you-
just worried about your unit. You're worried about the defense too and what they're doing. But yeah, they made some good moves.
who has a better year this year, the Chicago Bears or the New York Jets?
The Bears.
Bears.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction
Well, the Bears are in a way harder
that
division.
the
Well-
Jets make the playoffs at 10-7, and Justin Fields has a 4,000-yard passing, 1,000-yard rushing season.
Nah, he don't have
I'm gonna put it.
4,000.
I'm gonna
I
put
don't know.
it
The
there.
AFC is just so much harder though. I feel like the NFC is gonna be a lot easier.
I think the Dolphins and the Patriots aren't going to be very good this year.
I think you're right
Patriots
on the
just
Dolphins.
Patriots still have $90 million in cap space after they
Yeah.
sign all these people.
Bro, they paid a lot of people.
Yeah, we'll get to them here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the NFC is just easier because of the quarterback situation. I mean, I don't know. It's just with the Bears though. The only thing about them, I think the Lions are going to regress a little bit just because they lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator along with players too.
Yep.
So I think they'll take a step back. The Vikings will see how J.J. McCarthy or whoever they bring in to be the quarterback is.
Yes, unfortunately, our boy Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be part of the
Yeah. he's
Vikings.
not
I
gonna be a
wish.
Viking,
I
but-
wish if he did that, he'd be so legendary. Just go ahead and
Just
put him in the Hall
follow,
of Fame.
follow Brett Favre.
Put him in the Hall
and
of
then I
Fame.
would place a bet all in. I'd put my house on it for Jordan Love to be the 2038 Jets quarterback. Cool. Let's go on. Next, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh my God, what is all this?
Yeah, they got a lot. T. Higgins franchise tag. Defensive line B.J. Hill, 3 years, $33 million. Tight end Mike Gesicki, 3-year, $25 million. Edge Joseph Asai. He's played at Texas, I'm pretty sure. 1 year, $7 million.
Cody Ford.
Cody
Ford.
Ford, 2 years, $6
Legend.
million.
Oren Burks is a good keep.
And all
good
this, there's
linebacker.
one thing that I don't see.
Jamar
Chase.
Still nothing.
How you not gonna pay him? Pay the man.
He's gonna
Pay
be,
the man. Pay the man. Pay the man.
I can't believe they franchise tag T. Higgins. I mean, again, that's the
$26
second
million.
time, right?
He's got. I mean, that fool's getting a bag.
Yeah.
Fool's like, all right, franchise me. Yeah,
he
they
might, he
franchise
might just
tag him
dip
again.
next year, bro. Because I don't think they're gonna really offer him what his
They can
market's.
still
gonna be.
franchise him one more time, right?
Yeah, but then he
But
has
then
to
he
go
gets
the
quarterback.
top
But-
quarterback salary. Yeah.
But then they can't franchise tag anybody else on the squad. So then
Oh, yeah,
Jamar would be it'd be his turn. So they either pay
Unless they
Jamar.
pay
They're gonna
him.
pay Jamar. I mean, what do you think?
Imagine
Jamar's
they franchise
6-year,
tag him.
$135 million
What's- yeah,
contract. What's
Jefferson?
Jefferson?
He's probably gonna get the same.
Jefferson
if
makes
not more.
35.
He's gonna get more.
Jefferson makes 35 a year. I forget how much.
35 a year
Yeah, 'cause
for a
I'm thinking
non-quarterback.
40 for Justin for Jamar.
Crazy.
Jamar is gonna be making more than Joe Burrow by the time they sign him.
That's nuts.
Justin Jefferson. I forgot. My Wi-Fi's messed up. His
Another
contract.
name on there.
He's a
Samaje
4-year,
Perine.
140 million extension with 110 million guaranteed.
110 million.
So 4
guaranteed.
years with 104 years. What's 140 divided by 4? Sorry, 35 million a year. I'm thinking like 42 million on a 5-year contract. So 210.
That's nuts.
That's probably what I mean. That's what I want. You guys
Yeah.
aren't gonna pay me. If they would have just paid the man last year, they wouldn't have to be like, oh, that's why we paid him. Look what he
Yep.
did.
Then he
Now
hit the
it's like-
triple crown, and it's
Yeah,
like
for
he just
real.
proved, or
Just
his
up
argument is,
stock.
"Hey, I'm the best. I'm the best wide receiver in the league."
Yeah,
That's tough.
on the
Oh,
worst team in
on
the division.
Yeah. That's tough. Cleveland Browns.
Kenny Pickett.
The
What
goat.
a trade.
Let's go. Hey, he's got a Super Bowl ring, so they got
Hey,
a Super Bowl.
Last guy to touch
quarterback.
the football in the Super Bowl was Kenny Pickett.
Mhm.
Before the game ended, I want you guys to know that.
They really haven't done much. I guess we're assuming they're going to do something in the draft. I mean, they got the number 2 pick, so
Jackson Dart.
yeah.
At
Shadur.
number 2.
No. No. Travis Hunter. I think they go get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Or you go draft Abdul Carter. I think that's what you said on the podcast. If you haven't watched the podcast, take a minute right now. Click off our link. Go favor that. Put it in your watch laters. Go back and watch that to get caught up on the OT update.
But yeah, if they get Abdul, man, that D line gonna go
It's
crazy.
nasty, yeah. But they really haven't done much other than that, which is kind of disappointing. But they got Devin Bush, who was all right. I
used to
guess
be-
with the Steelers,
He used to be nasty.
he was good in college, right?
He's just like one of those freak athletes at linebacker. Like
Yeah.
you see every once in a while.
Interesting to see what they're gonna do, especially since Myles Garrett was like, "I want to win a Super Bowl," and then they threw all that money at him. He's like, "You
Hey,
know
money
what?
talks."
I don't mind not winning a Super Bowl." So
He said, I can go be old and go sign with the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
True.
He said, in 4 years, I can get my money now, and then in
And
4
then I'll
years,
leave
I'll
in
go
4
sign
years.
I mean, have y'all-
a
have y'all-
4-year, $4 million deal.
Have y'all
Yeah.
seen how that dude looked at like 15, bro? He'd be all right when he's like 35.
Oh, I know.
The dude looked
He looks so
crazy.
nice, too. He looks so, like if I saw him
Friendly.
to
on the
hit you in
street,
head
I
with a
wouldn't be
helmet.
scared. And then he puts that pads on. I'm like,
And so he takes your helmet off and smacks you with it.
Head of the-
Like, what was his name?
well,
Mason
if I was
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph, I wouldn't have said what he said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Hey, I'm just saying, you're not pulling someone's helmet off if they ain't saying it.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
And you know what we're talking about.
All right, next up, Dallas Cowboys, the Super Bowl winners of every single year going into the season.
I think they're on
And,
track to win the Super Bowl again.
That's what our coworker says, or our boss.
Yeah. Shout out to Kyle Elder.
Kyle Elder
So
always
we got Osa
always
Odigizua.
saying that they're gonna win.
Dang, how long did you
But
did you practice that?
No, my
You
coworker.
did, huh?
My
He
no,
did
my
practice.
coworker knows Osa Odigizua. He always talks about
He
him.
knows him?
Odigizua?
No, like he
Oh,
knows
okay.
that him
Odigizua.
from the roster.
Turpin's a nice cheap deal.
Yes. I mean, you got him 6 years.
He needs to step up on offense a little bit.
Yeah, but he's a good special teams.
They need to
kick
use
returner.
him like the
That's what I'm
49ers
saying.
used Debo.
He's just not that big.
Yeah,
though.
he'd get rocked.
he's not that.
They
big.
need to use him how the Chiefs were using Worthy.
Yeah,
Just deep threat and jet sweeps and screens and
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. All these other people, I don't really. I
I don't
mean,
know.
even Osa, I didn't really know much about.
I think Trent
him,
Sieg
but-
is like 40 something. He's been re-signing with them over and over and over from what I've heard.
And then they got Javonte Williams though, who's still young, on a super cheap deal, right? For
Yeah,
running
if
back
he
1 year,
balls
$3
out-
million.
That means they might not
Mm.
draft a running back though.
He's
They-
25 years old.
Yeah, I was say he's young. He tore his ACL though. I mean, that's the only thing that I like about Javonte Williams is he still has the vision. He showed it in Denver. I still liked him. I wish we would have just kept him to like a 1 year,
Especially
2
if
year
you're
deal.
paying.
1 year,
1 year,
$3 million.
$3 million.
You couldn't have re-signed him to that.
Yeah, that's like.
I mean, I'm trusting Sean
it's
Sean
a
Payton. I
box
trust.
of Wheaties for a player right
Yeah.
there, but
A
and then
rip-off.
trades they got who's that?
Kyrie Elam.
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 For a
Elam
sixth
from
and
the
seventh.
Bills.
I mean, it's just a
They give a 6th and a 7th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
6th this round and a 7th next year.
That's
He's
kind of
ju-
crazy.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who he is, but they lost to Jordan Lewis. who
Well,
was their
Rasul
other-
Douglas is also. who the Cowboys lost?
Jordan Lewis.
Jordan
yeah.
Lewis.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get up and grab my drink. I'm
Yeah.
so thirsty.
But yeah, I mean,
Rasul Douglas.
I don't. I thought with the Bills, I felt like Rasul Douglas was a better cornerback on that team.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess they. they thought otherwise because Rasul's a free agent still, so they could have just
Yeah.
signed him.
You know
instead
they
of
don't
giving
throw
up
money.
picks, but
You know they don't
especially
throw no money.
Cowboys. All right, the Denver Broncos. What are they?
Super Bowl
cooking up?
champions,
What are they
This
cooking
year.
up?
They
AFC champions. This year,
signed the
Super Bowl winners.
49ers on
Who'd
the
they
bet
get?
over
Yeah.
there.
You guys. Oh, the safety. Yep.
Yeah.
Signed the safety and Greenlaw.
Talon Adanda.
Hufanga?
Hufanga.
Talanoa Hufanga.
Hufanga.
I like
Shout
the
out Hawaii.
I like the Islanders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dre Greenlaw is on track to be one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Even post Achilles tear.
He was
Last 3
great.
years, he was-
He was great with the 49ers whenever they went to the Super Bowl. I know he tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl, and that was like a huge
They were
loss.
gonna win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were all freaking out. They all
It was
fell
one
to
of the
their knees.
saddest. Yeah, it was one of the saddest.
He's all pumped up and he goes to take off and pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had that pick against Jordan Love too to end the game.
Oh
so-
yeah, but that was just Jordan Love.
We were at my house watching that. Remember
Yeah.
that? We're like, I
Yeah.
can't believe the Packers are gonna do it. And then he
then I
crossed Barty,
cried.
Brett Favre it.
On
Just
first
Brett
down,
Favre.
first and 10, when he could have just ran the ball for 2 yards, kept the drive.
That's
going
just the
anyhow.
Packer curse.
Yep.
Live
kept
by the sword.
Gunslinger mentality.
We kept DJ Jones, Jarrett Stidham, backup quarterback.
So that
Yep.
y'all rocking with Jarrett Stidham over Zach Wilson as the backup.
I think
Yeah.
So
Shipped Zach off.
Yeah. Shit, what? Shipped him.
Yeah,
Shipped
shipped
Zach.
him out.
shipped him off.
Shipped his Zach off.
That's enough out of you. Don't you be shipping my Zach
signed
It's
off.
gonna be interesting to see what the
What is
Denver
that, an offensive tackle or a defensive tackle?
D tackle.
I need some
DJ
glasses.
Jones.
Sorry, that font.
Nah, that's me.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be interesting to see what the Broncos do, especially in that tough division with the Chiefs.
with all the legacy head
the
coaches.
Raiders now, legacy, the best coaching staff of pedigree wise in the NFL. I mean, you got
Pete Carroll.
Harbaugh. You got Harbaugh, Pete Carroll,
Mhm.
and Andy Reid. So
Mhm.
tough division. They haven't really done a
And
lot,
Sean Payton.
but Sean Payton's known for being a good talent evaluator. So
I trust him.
I bet they'll go off in the draft and get some good players. So
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, kind
Got
of touch
10
base on it a
minutes.
little bit.
They ain't really doing nothing.
I haven't really done nothing. Got DJ Reed, who's
Davenport's the only one I really
Biggest thing
like.
that happened to Detroit Lions is they lost both their coordinators.
yeah,
That's their
biggest
off
thing.
season so far. I would give their off. Hey, let's run through this, but at the end let's run through and give them so far a grade. We'll like go back to the beginning and we'll just see the teams and we'll grade them.
Cool.
Off the fly. Sorry, Green Bay
And then-
Packers.
Packers haven't done anything. They
Mr.
fell
They
Ellis
signed a
asleep.
kicker.
Yeah, hey, we got our kicker. Solved our kicker problem. Hopefully,
That
we'll see how
costed
next
you
year-
guys a
Was-
lot of
was he
games.
not already
Yeah.
there?
Costed.
Was
Well,
McManus?
we re-signed him. Yeah,
Oh,
he was
okay.
on a 1-year deal because we had issues with the last kicker. So I mean, we had tryouts pretty much at the beginning of the year.
There's Nate.
And
there's Nate
Isaiah
Hobbs.
McDuffie, huge re-sign.
I swear he was not a linebacker. For some reason, I thought he was a nickel.
You're probably
No,
thinking
he's-
of Trent McDuffie.
Trent
from the-
McDuffie.
Yeah,
from the
Trent
Chiefs.
McDuffie from the Chiefs, but
Oh, okay.
big
Nate
sign,
Hobbs.
Nate Hobbs, cornerback. We'll kind of see what Jair.
I can't
what
believe
happens
the
with
Packers
Jair. I
spent
guess.
this much money.
Yeah,
Also, like on Aaron
on
Banks.
Aaron Banks. Yeah,
I feel
Aaron
like the
Banks too, I
Packers-
guess, is big.
He's from the Niners,
I
right?
feel like the Packers are very like blue blood, homegrown draft through. I mean, I can't remember the last time that the Packers had like a major free agent signing or blockbuster
Josh Jacobs.
trade.
Josh Jacobs,
Xavier
Xavier McKinney. But a lot of their contracts, though, like if you look at them, they're front loaded and they're really like it's kind of fake money.
Yeah, you're telling me like there's some dummy years in there.
Yeah, and that's with Aaron Banks. He's get his guarantee the first year, his is opposite. They backloaded his, so he gets more money the third and fourth year. But so the first 2 years he's cheap just to see what he does. But we'll kind of see what happens. There's talks that Jair congratulated Nate Hobbs, so I know a lot of people were saying Jair's out. I don't know. He's one of the first ones to. Yes, sir. He's one of the first ones to congratulate Nate Hobbs. So
Good for him.
We'll see.
Good sportsmanship from
Yeah.
someone who's
If-
very egotistical.
If he could just stay healthy, then.
He's goated.
Or just don't play until like week 12.
Well, it's a contract year too, so he's.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have to ball out. But
Oh, my
Houston
gosh.
Texans, they kind of went
Christian
crazy.
Kirk. I stand on the ground that Christian Kirk is so underrated. But it's
We talk-
exactly
yeah.
what they need.
And we talked about it on the podcast last week too. The
Before they
Christian
traded
Kirk,
for
yeah,
him. Was
Christian-
it where they traded for him?
Yeah.
Oh
it
yeah,
was-
that was when they traded for him.
They
Sorry.
traded for him, and then we were like, man, they got him for a 7th round pick. Like that's crazy.
Crazy. I don't think you could draft a
Crazy
better
value.
receiver at
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
CJ Garner Johnson. I know that people were like sleeping on him from the Eagles, but I mean Super Bowl winning team
Yeah,
with
he-
the Eagles. I
He's
saw his
got veteran
comparison
presence in
with
that
the
young
Eagles.
team.
Both years they went all the way to the Super Bowl. He was on the team, then he wasn't on the team, then he came back and they were.
He had a really good year this last year. I think he had like 8 picks.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the Texans defense kind of looking pretty good. They've got a bunch of young guys.
Mario Edwards.
Yeah,
Nasty.
they kinda-
Jalen Petrie's another guy.
They
stands
kind of
out.
went all in on defense. Kind
Yeah.
of forgot about the offense. I think they got
And
Laken
Braxton Berrios,
Tomlinson,
too, from
Braxton
Miami.
Berrios, yeah, and then Justin Watson from Kansas City.
See, I didn't know who that was. Not gonna lie. When I
But
was making this, I was like, oh.
Derek Barnett's pretty good that they retained him. He's a good edge rusher. We'll see. They're young, so they got time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be interesting without their own line being stout.
I mean,
but-
there's a lot of good offensive line prospects in the draft.
So maybe they, plan
they
on just
draft 2 or
building it
3
down,
guys.
breaking it down, rebuilding.
Pull-
They weren't good
Pull the
anyway,
Angels
so start
and
all
draft
over.
the offensive lineman every.
Colts again, really
Daniel Jones, give
Yeah.
him to me.
the goat. He kind of got I mean, 14 million sounds like a lot
Hey,
for a practice squad safety.
They put Ollie practice squad safety for $14 million. Line me up like Baker.
Yeah. Charvarius Ward, that's a good
signing.
Good sign. Cameron Bynum, they're gonna have the crazy celebrations.
Yep, absolutely.
So
They both got similar contracts too.
yeah,
4
they
and 3,
got
60 mil.
2 good DBs right there. So it's
Yeah.
pretty exciting for
It's gonna be good for
Colts
their
fans.
defense. They're usually known for having a good defense and then kind of just running the ball.
Really, the Colts have everything but a quarterback.
Yeah,
They've
they
got
really are
Jonathan
just a
Taylor.
quarterback
They've got
away.
Michael Pittman
Get a good O
Jr.
line.
Decent offensive line, decent
Austin,
defensive.
What's his name? Austin Copel.
Yep.
The wide receiver.
hmm I mean, they've got a lot of good pieces. It's like, and they're in one of the weaker divisions
Yep.
in the AFC. It's like they could win. The great thing about football is to get in the playoffs, win your division.
Yep.
That's all you got to
That's a way
do.
to guarantee
You don't
your
even
in.
have to be. I mean, you could be 8-8 and win your division and be in. So that's the biggest thing. So
That's what the Giants did that one year.
Yeah.
and they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Were they 8-8 or
They're 9 and 8,
9-7?
9 and 7 back in the
9-7?
day.
They won the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
16 games back then.
Jaguars. So they didn't pick up anybody in free agency. All this is signed.
They just.
I'm sorry, they didn't
didn't-
retain anybody. This
they
is
just
all
signed,
free agent
so they let
signings.
everybody else go.
Yeah.
Diami Brown is a good pickup, I think. He had a really good year for Washington last year. Super underrated player.
Jordan Lewis.
Yep. Let's see who else.
Patrick McCarry is actually a pretty
Nick
good.
Mullins.
Nick Mullins, a backup. That's
Is Mac
that's
Jones
actually a super cheap deal.
Is Mac Jones
For a
gone?
washer and dryer.
Mac
Mike
Jones. Mac Jones.
I guess he's got to
He-
be gone now.
He just got signed by somebody. We'll have to go back through.
He just got signed.
Jags got a new backup.
Yep. Let's see. They got a center.
I can't say too much about the Jags. They
Not too
trash.
All right. Kansas City Chiefs.
They
Super
got
Bowl
Trace-
runner-ups. Got
Trace
Hollywood
Smith.
Brown. I think that's. Who were you saying?
Trey Smith.
Trey Smith. Yeah.
Franchise
Oh yeah.
tag.
Franchise tag. Trey Smith again.
Nick Bolton's a huge sign.
Nick Bolton's a huge sign. Hollywood Brown. I think it'll be
Super-
good to give him a whole year with Patrick Mahomes.
And also they got Elijah Mitchell,
Elijah Mitchell,
who I think is going to be a dog like for their because I don't think they're going to re-sign. Wait, who's their
Kareem
running
Hunt?
back?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Kareem Hunt.
Oh, Kareem Hunt.
And they
Kareem
got
Hunt.
rid of Samaje Perine.
Yeah, Samaje
Did they get
Perine
rid of
gone.
Kareem Hunt too? Because I thought he was on.
I think he
A
was
one-year
picked up
deal.
mid-season, so it was probably just for that season. And
So-
I think nobody signed him.
Nobody
Yeah,
signed
so
him
Elijah Mitchell's going to take over that. Like he's going
He's
to be
good.
a dog in that 10 yards and
Yeah.
in range.
He was
for the
great with
Low-key,
the
Hunt
49ers.
kind of had a pretty decent season.
I was surprised they didn't
Yeah.
re-sign him, but I mean, when you beat your wife, I mean, no one wants to really
Yeah.
re-sign you. Sorry.
in the elevator.
The
In the-
Raiders.
oh.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Let's see. They got
Mad
Max
Max.
Crosby.
Spider
got that
Y2
bag.
banana. Max Crosby got that bag. He for sure.
Mr. Mad Max.
We kind of swapped cornerbacks, so we got Nate Hobbs and they got Eric Stokes, who's been a bust.
Geno Smith.
When's that
We
first
talked
time?
about this in the
Yeah,
podcast.
Geno
Geno
Smith.
Smith is a huge,
Yeah.
huge signing. I mean, trade for the Raiders and get him rid of the Seahawks.
We got a quarterback now.
I know.
Yeah.
I really.
Got their QB.
If they didn't play in the toughest division in the AFC, I would say they're gonna be good.
They got Jeremy Chin. He's been in the league
Shout
for a
out
while
him.
now, huh?
Yep.
Eric Stokes, where did he come from?
He's a Packer.
And also Alex Kappa, where did he
Alex
come
First
from?
Kappa.
first round draft pick, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's a bust for the Packers at least. Maybe he'll turn his.
It's weird how players do that.
Yeah.
It's a coaching thing or a philosophy
Yeah.
thing, or maybe they like I'm
Well,
a
he-
first round pick.
yeah.
I'm never gonna get cut, and then they don't get.
We had a
re-signed.
good rookie year, and then he got hurt, and then he just never came back. But Los Angeles Chargers.
Najee's the big one right there.
Najee. They also got Mike Williams back
And Khalil Mack.
It's crazy that
and Khalil Mack.
Najee Harris had 1,000 yards rushing like every single season, but they were like the Steelers like one of the worst rushing teams in the last 4 years. Like he individually balled out when he had carries.
I think it's crazy how much people underplay his 1,000 yards every year too.
And it's also like 500 yards receiving too. So it's like
Yeah.
that's just rushing, right?
yeah,
1500
I'm pretty sure he gets like
purpose.
300 to 500 yards receiving too.
but he gets like so everyone's like, oh, he sucks, and I'm like, well, he's actually been proven to be a pretty consistent back. I mean, if you
Yeah.
if you can give me 1,000 yards a year,
I'll take him.
I'll take that all year.
I'll
and,
take you for
and they get them for cheap.
1 year, 5 million. I'd
think-
sign you for 3
yeah.
years, 10.
Yeah. I think Steelers got to get a running back now, though.
Well, they
Yeah.
have Jalen Warren, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he's all down.
I'm with
They'll probably
you. I'm
dra-
with
they'll
that
probably
too. I
draft
don't think
one.
he's all that.
they'll
Especially when you don't
probably
know what kind of quarterback you're going to have. You got to have a running game.
draft one. Yeah. Khalil Mack came
I'm
back.
about to say
so
1 year, 18 million. That's a
That's a
crazy
lot.
whole
I
deal.
feel like
That's like a friend. They
especially-
might as well franchise tagged him.
he's old too, though, right? Like
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's 34, I think. He's been in the league for a minute. I mean,
it's kind of crazy.
It's not as bad
remember
as
where
the
he
Bills
got,
paying
Remember where he got drafted? Cap?
Von Miller.
Yeah.
He got drafted to the Bears, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long
And
time
then
ago.
And then
Traded to the
traded
Raiders?
To the Raiders.
And then
And then-
traded or signed to the Chargers.
Yeah. To
Something.
go play with Derwin James. Rams, big one. Matthew Stafford.
Jimmy G.
Yep, Jimmy G right behind him. Then Devontae Adams, another big one too.
Overpaid for him.
Yeah, I think it's crazy if you're gonna pay Devontae Adams that. Why wouldn't you just pay Cooper Kupp that?
It's almost
kind of.
that's what it's almost 25 million a year.
Yeah,
24,
it's nuts.
23,
He's getting number 17 as well.
23.
Yeah,
I know.
and he is getting.
Puka
well, he-
Nacua got a bag, I guess.
Yeah, paid him a lot to
Had to.
keep that.
But also Puka's like, I want to be number 12, like low key.
Yeah, Rams probably just gonna go through the draft again, really keep building that. I mean, their defense is young, so probably just keep going.
Defense
Rams
is
are
kinda
right
fire.
there. I mean, they've
they
got a
shoulda-
running back.
shoulda
They
beat
got
the
a
Eagles, I think.
they got a running back. They got a quarterback. Now they have a supposed deep threat. I don't think Devontae Adams is out of his prime. He's definitely at the end of it, like 2 years out. And I think that who's their head coach?
Sean
McVay. McVay knows that. So when he signed him to 2 years, he's like, "We'll give you all the money you want for 2 years,
Yep.
and then that's all we need you for, and then we'll see you
Let's
later."
go win a Super Bowl, and then
Yep.
we'll dump you after. Miami Dolphins signed
Zachary Wilson
Zach Wilson.
and Nikhil Westbrook.
Hey, that was a big one too, though, because for the Titans, he had like
Yeah,
18 catches and 12 of them were touchdowns. Like it was crazy. It was
Legit?
insane. Yeah, it was.
That's
it was
crazy.
actually an insane stat. Like 40 or 50% of his catches were touchdowns, which
Yeah.
is nuts.
I just watched your yawn, Sammy. I went back and I just looked up. It was just you.
Let's see.
30
Okay.
minutes.
That's our 30
That's
minutes.
all right.
That's okay. We're
All
gonna
We're all right. We're gonna keep going.
we're only technically 34 minutes. In.
Miami Dolphins probably not gonna be good next year. I don't
Nope.
think.
I don't think so. Tua's gonna have a concussion.
Vikes.
The Vikings.
Vikings. I'm gonna predict this. They will not be a playoff team this year, unless they sign Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't
It's
think
gonna be
JJ
weird.
McCarthy-
We'll see.
So
when we
you-
watched him in the preseason, he played. He had a really good arm, but very, very careless with the ball. Like it
Yeah.
was either touchdown, first down, or pick. There was no like short completions. And now, Kevin Stefanski. No, that's the Cleveland's coach. Who is this guy? Their coach, Vikings. O'Connell. O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell.
I mean, he just changed Sam Darnold into a playoff quarterback, so I can't really doubt it yet. But I don't think they're going to be
They
that
also
good.
did it with Kirk Cousins too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I,
he
I,
may be
remember hearing rumors in the offseason that Sam Darnold was out working JJ in the offseason, then he died.
And then he died. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be weird to see what they do.
Big
JJ
off-
McCarthy,
Big signings though. They got Will Fries,
Jonathan Allen,
Jonathan Allen's a big
Ryan
one.
Kelly's a big one. Center for them.
Javon Hargrave is
Yep.
another good one.
Aaron
And
Jones
Aaron Jones
re-signed.
coming back. Byron
That's a
Murphy
cheap.
coming back.
That's a cheap
Their
contract
defense
too.
was good
For
last
2 years,
year,
20
too.
million.
For Aaron Jones, I
Mhm.
felt like he got super cheap last year.
That's
And I
not
feel
bad.
like that's a lot. 10 million a
But
year.
if he balls out this year, they can always he can always ask for an extension.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's. I don't know. I'm still kind of salty. He
but they
left
lost
and we didn't
their,
pay him enough.
They lost their defensive coordinator, I think. What's his name? Aaron something? I think he's. the
No,
coach.
no, that's Lions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they got Brian Flores.
They still got him.
Yeah. New England Patriots. Man, they went
spent
crazy.
104,
They went shopping.
60, 43, and all defensive guys. So they must really think they've got it offensively then.
Or
That's
they're
my
gonna
thought.
draft.
Or they're gonna draft.
Or they're going to
yeah.
draft. I mean, they've got. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So maybe they don't. What they got? What pick they have? The fourth round
Yeah.
pick. Maybe they go get a Ashton Genty.
Yeah. I
Or
don't
a
know. I feel like
receiver.
maybe an overspend. Maybe yeah.
But they spent a lot of money on defense. So proven guys on defense.
Yeah,
Too.
Carlton Davis. Milton Williams is a big one. Played with the Eagles.
Robert Spillane. I feel like he's a good.
Yeah,
linebacker,
Robert
too.
Spillane is
Yeah.
a huge. I
Mm.
mean, he was with the Titans, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's
And let's not talk about Josh Dobbs.
He's a
right now.
good. He's a really
They
good.
have an issue with Drake May, Josh Dobbs gonna ball out. That fool's.
Well, they got
The
the,
bald-headed
other guy
bandit.
too, who's Milton.
Yeah,
Oh.
Joe Milton the third.
Yeah, Joe. So they got 3 quarterbacks right now.
I mean, they had 3 quarterbacks last season too, with Jacoby Brissett, Milton, and Drake.
Well,
May.
they signed Jacoby Brissett too. I thought. I think he's coming back to the.
It's a lot of quarterbacks to have.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess they're
We're about
trying
to see Bill Belichick's prodigies take over his own city. Retain
Giants.
Darius. Okay,
Let's just talk about how crazy that is. That they paid Darius Slayton
3 years.
$1 million more than what they paid Saquon Barkley,
he asked for.
or what
What he asked
Saquon
for?
asked for.
I think Saquon Barkley originally wanted a 3-year, $35 million deal, and then he was like, "They're like, no, we're not gonna do that." So he's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna raise my asking price to $338. Let's do that instead."
Yep.
Nope. All right. See
But
ya.
they did not blink.
Darius Slayton.
The first
He's the GOAT.
hours of free agency. They
He's
were
the
like,
GOAT.
You know what? Let's keep Darius.
He's the
Slayton.
GOAT. That's the craziest thing to me. Literally
Yeah.
so
And
crazy.
then Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets. That was unplanned. by
the
the
whole
way.
family in the stands.
It's a me. I throw the pizza, throw the ball.
Let's see. They got Paulson Adebo.
I don't know who that
quarterback.
is.
Javon Holland's pretty good.
Pretty good
I
quarterback.
guess I don't know ball. Some of these names I don't recognize. Honestly, if it had numbers next to them, I probably would.
Javon Holland was the safety on the Dolphins too. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good
I
stuff.
remember that.
Other than that, I mean, Giants are kind of, I don't know, they're looking for their savior, so we'll see if
They don't have no running game.
see if Aaron Rodgers goes to them. They got a weapon. I mean, they got Malik Neighbors,
Malik the Freak.
so we'll see.
Wherever it's crazy. Wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, Russell Wilson will go the opposite place.
Yep.
You feel bad for Russell Wilson. He's like, whatever Aaron Rodgers decides.
Well, they both bring kind of some drama with them, so I think that's
Well,
what
there's
the
three.
issue
There's
is.
3 options: the Colts, Steelers, and Giants.
And
One of them's gonna come up empty-handed.
Browns.
Well, Colts
yeah,
got
Browns.
Daniel Jones. So I don't even know. I don't even know if
I
they're
don't know.
looking
I
for
think the
somebody.
Colts. I mean, they still wanted to bring in a veteran presence. What they said. So I hope it wasn't Daniel Jones.
That's their veteran
The
presence.
Jets.
Speaking of
The
the
Jets. This is what you
Justin
said.
Fields, 4,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards rushing, 40 total touchdowns. I'm seeing it. And I
40
mean,
total touchdowns. I don't even think he has
That's
30
not
total
bold
touchdowns in his
prediction.
career.
That's not a bold prediction. That's not bold
That
prediction.
is very bold. You can definitely win games with them, though. The Steelers proved that they were 4-2 before
4-2. That's right. I'm
before
sorry.
they pulled him.
I like Justin Fields a lot. I was a believer in him, and I think
I'm a
when they
believer.
got rid of him on the Bears, I was low-key sad for him.
Yeah, they didn't really build around him like they are for
Yeah.
Caleb Williams right
He's
now. I mean,
got
they're going all in
45
for
total
Whoop Caleb.
touchdowns.
35 total touchdowns.
passing touchdowns.
Well, total touchdowns. Yeah, I agree with you that he might be able to crack 1,000 rushing, maybe, but that's a lot for a quarterback.
I'm gonna keep
I
it.
don't know that
I'm
triple
gonna,
option with Brees Hall, Justin Fields, and Braylon Allen. That's gonna be
Braylon
now-
Allen is.
They
That's
might need
gonna
to
be
run
nasty.
They might need to run that wing T
Yeah.
Army offense.
He ran for
The
1,000
Army
yards in 2022,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he can
throws the
run.
ball.
He can run.
and when he ran in 2022, he also threw for 2,900 yards.
See, that's what I'm gonna say. He's gonna get around is 28,
3,000
3,000,
yards.
and then
I'm,
probably like
I'm
3,000
getting
yards,
the
1,000.
MVP type season from Justin
No.
Fields. That's my
He's-
bold.
no.
Don't
20
even. We're gonna
touchdowns.
put this on the hot take. We'll put this on the hot takes. Don't forget it. Eagles can't do much. Couldn't do much.
DTR.
DTR is a bust.
Saquon got paid.
Saquon got a massive extension.
They got a Kenyon Green from the Texans, who was a first-round pick not that long ago.
Oh, trades. I forgot to change it to orange. My bad.
Pittsburgh Steelers, the big one, DK Metcalf, which I think we talked about on the pod too.
Yep.
Right.
And the one thing we haven't talked about was like, I'm not trading for DK unless he signed an extension.
Yep.
And they did, and they gave a haul for him. A second and a third.
He's getting paid. Wait,
Yeah.
how much is he? 35 or 30?
5-year, 150.
5-year, 150 million.
Also,
so
now
they're
if
like-
you're
30 a year.
also Jamar Chase, you're like, look what he just got paid. I
Yeah,
want a 5-year,
it's
200.
30
I think
million.
5-year, $200 million deal is what Jamar Chase wants.
So he's gonna get paid at least 36, 37 million a year.
And
right?
George Pickens.
I was
is
thinking
gonna-
40.
George
not
Pickens
as
is gonna keep his number, and DK is gonna go to number 4. Is what they
Literally,
planned.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna crash out on
It's two
people.
crash outs.
Imagine
together.
running down the field, you're a
4-1-4.
safety.
That might be
And,
the best. That might be the best blocking wide receiver duo of all
When they
time.
want
When
to
they
block.
want to block,
That's the
both
thing,
of them
when
are
they
like, oh,
wanna
I don't want
block.
my
Yeah, true.
ankles to be broken.
George Pickens got called out for not wanting to block
He's
there
like-
early in the year.
And
I don't know how
Also, but look
Tomlin-
what happened to Tank Dell. So you kind of have an excuse, like why not to
Yeah.
block, like especially they're running your side, block as far as you can, and just push him out of the sideline. But to stand him up, yeah, I would be kind of worried too. He goes
Yeah.
behind me, he rolls me up, my career's
Niners.
over.
The Niners going into rebuild mode.
They released. I
Yeah.
should have put a released tab
Yeah,
on
we
here.
should have for the 49ers.
How many
it would have
people they
taken up
released?
the whole
It took the whole
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, they let everybody go pretty
I
much.
don't see anybody here that.
Everybody's
I mean,
on 1 year, 2 year deals
And also,
too.
why'd they sign a tight end with a 3-year, $20 million deal? You have George Kittle. You're spending the money.
Oh, I didn't even see the bruh.
Luke Farrell.
I don't know who that is.
That's nuts.
Demarcus Robinson has
That's
never
not
been
bad.
good.
He was with the Rams.
He's never been like amazing though, and you need
No.
a receiver.
Well, you got Brandon Ayuk
They're gonna
that they
let
just
him.
paid.
They're gonna let him go or trade him. They don't want him there.
That's
You know what I
crazy.
would do if I was
Just
the
paid him.
Niners? Travis Hunter's favorite team is the Niners.
Trade up and go get him.
Try
Who are you
to.
gonna trade?
The
Brock
rest of your
Purdy?
picks like they did for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I mean,
Put yourself in a
And-
Trey Lance position.
Yeah.
That worked out.
I mean,
Next,
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Sam Darnold. Sam the man.
rocking
Darnold.
the 14.
He
huh?
said, "Yeah, DK." He said, "Who? DK?
Who's
who?"
that?
Yeah.
And
Who's
then they
DK?
got MVS. the
They've got a
deep
funny.
threat.
They've got a funny roster.
Yeah, they're Seahawks are gonna be interesting for sure.
They do have a funny roster.
Ernest Jones
they
is from the
kinda-
Titans too. I think he's pretty good.
Their defense was like good last year, but also bad. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like
Yeah,
But
like they
Gino
were.
was turning it over a lot, so they just had a lot
they
of
couldn't block
possessions.
either, and they haven't really addressed it. I mean, they got Josh Jones for 1 year, $4.75 million, but I
If he's
mean,
getting paid
Marquez
that
Valdez
much, he's probably
Scantling.
not that nasty.
Full can't
Yeah.
catch nothing. Why did he get signed?
yeah, MVS. Well, the rumor is, well, it's not really a rumor; it's a stat out there. Every team he's played for, that quarterback has been the MVP. Like the most, like think the last 3 quarterbacks. So Aaron Rodgers,
Because they see how well they are and
Yeah.
throwing to him. They're like, man, that guy can catch nothing. He's got 4,000 yards.
Aaron
That's crazy.
Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
I
last
think he
year.
was also on. Wasn't he on the
That's
Saints
nuts.
when Jameis Winston was there
Yeah.
and went crazy?
Yeah.
He's got the
He's a lucky
Tampa
charm.
Bay Bucks.
Chris Godwin. I
That's
thought
a
they were
crazy
not going to sign
re-sign.
him.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to let him go, and that's a lot of money.
That's
to
a lot
pay
of
him
money.
too.
After he broke his
After
leg.
he almost
22
amputated
million a
his
year,
leg
right?
on the
22
field.
million a year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That game was funny too, bro. The Ravens were
That game was
stomping. him.
over.
Yeah, the Ravens were
The game was
stomping. him.
over, and they gave him the ball, and he just destroyed his leg. That ruined my fantasy. My fantasy team went downhill after that. He was
Yeah.
going nuts.
R.I.P.
Bucks are going to be good, I think. I mean, especially in that division. I mean, they're the team to beat, I feel like. They got all their
Panthers got him.
players coming back.
Panthers. Who else was competing? The Falcons.
Saints, Falcons.
Panthers got him.
If they don't win the division, they failed.
So that's what
Especially
Janelle
with
said.
Mike
So
Evans,
Yeah.
Panthers.
Panthers going to win that one.
The
Titans.
Nothing much really. If I'm keeping it being, I think, but we did re-sign.
Keeping it being.
We signed
Dan
Dan
Moore.
Moore, who was the top offensive tackle in the
Offensive
class.
tackle.
And I feel like Xavier Woods is a good signing for what they signed him for.
Xavier Woods.
It's,
Last
it's
year,
value to
Ben
number.
Jefferson too.
If
Not
you
bad.
saw all we signed last year, all the old heads, like it's crazy. We had like every single old head, and we released like half of them by the end of the year. I remember Jamal Adams was a big one that we signed, and then he was released middle of the year, and he didn't even get picked up by anybody else. I think he tried to go
the
play
Packers.
for the Lions. or
The Packers, yeah. The Packers were looking at getting him, but
But I think we should just chill, save that money, stack that bread, get a QB or something in this or next draft or this draft, and then we'll be alright.
what do you think? You think Cam Moore, or do you think Abdul Carter?
I don't know, because if we pick Abdul Carter, it's like we're putting our coaches in jeopardy now. If we pick Abdul Carter, because we're not gonna have a good season unless like the owners and everybody agrees on like we're just gonna keep
They're
Yeah,
just saying
keep
the
rocking
next
out with no
couple
quarterback.
years.
Because like let's say we
We'll
go
give you
Abdul
one
Carter.
more year.
Yeah,
Maybe
we go
you-
Abdul Carter and we don't do it. Don't have a good season. Like people are gonna get fired.
Yeah, if you don't give Abdul Carter no good season, but then y'all get Arch Manning.
Yeah, but I mean it'd be a different offense. I like Brian Callahan though. I think he's pretty solid. It's just Will Levis is.
Manning boy.
Hey,
He's
I
a
don't know.
great-
I think Will Levis could be good. He's got all the talent. He's made some crazy throws last year. Like sometimes in games you'll see him throw and you're like, okay, he could actually be like a franchise quarterback. And then literally
He's a-
one throw later, he's
He just
throwing
don't.
off his
he's a meme.
backside.
He just
Yeah,
don't got the.
he's
He
a-
just don't
Yeah,
got
for
the.
what was it? 4 weeks straight, he was a meme.
He was a very
Yeah. Meme
unrefined
quarterback.
Josh Allen. That's what.
Yeah.
Like think of unrefined rookie Josh Allen times 2.
Or like he's kind of like
But
Zach
he's working
Wilson
with isn't he
too, but a
working
little
with
bit
a
better.
quarterback coach? No, that
He
was
working
AR.
with. He was working with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
as quarterback coach
That's
or
what I
something like
saw.
that. Because I saw a video he was slinging it like them, and I was like, I'm ready. I was last season. I was hype, and then.
And he could be good. And so maybe
No,
the Titans
he's
are-
a great quarterback. If film and film study didn't
If you
matter.
watch highlights,
and
his
division
highlights are
and also his decision making.
He just that's what I'm saying. Like, he
He's
can't
young.
read the defense yet. So
Neither could Patrick. Patrick Mahomes went on camera saying,
I
"For
don't
my
know
first
how
3 years, I was just trying to throw it to whoever was
Winging
open."
I mean that's how it works.
Yeah,
That's what Will Levis needs to do.
Sometimes overcomplication it hurts. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that was the last one. Yep,
That's it.
that's the last
Okay,
one. So
well-
I guess we'll go back through, kind of grade them
Yeah. Let's just
real quick.
all right.
Washington
We'll
Commanders.
do some,
I would say
I'm gonna say it. B plus.
I was thinking C.
I was
B
thinking
plus.
B plus
That's
because
fine.
they got Tunsil. They let go of Jonathan Allen, and
It'll be for now. It'll be a B plus. To get to an A at the end of the regular season is they win the division.
I think I'm gonna take it back. I think I'm kind of rocking with Raymond. I think I'm gonna go like B minus, and we'll see at the end of the year.
I'm thinking B plus.
I'm gonna stick with C. I think Debo is. I think he's washed. So me personally, that's just my opinion.
Washed?
Obviously.
But if he
Already?
goes
He's
crazy,
got character issues.
if he goes
yeah.
crazy, then that could be like an A.
Yeah, I mean, it's all gonna be hindsight after the season, but
Yeah, I think
right
at B
now, it's
plus,
just
and I
kinda-
think it only gets better. I mean,
And-
they were in the. I mean, they were so close to
Yeah.
winning.
I just don't feel like they did a lot to help the O line. Which I mean, maybe he doesn't need the help because he can run away from them. But I just don't think they really made any big splashes. But they were a good team already, so C is not bad. I don't think.
Also, how did W get to the beginning of the thing? I just noticed that.
I don't know.
I don't know why. Okay, Falcons. Give me an F.
Falcons, yeah, they're I'll just
Give him a
yeah,
D.
Yeah,
I'm
they didn't
failing
do
them.
anything.
They're not gonna get better.
They got a long
Yeah.
snapper for 4 years though.
Yeah, A plus.
Okay.
No, I'm getting a
I'm
I'm
F.
a F. Yeah, probably.
Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens, F.
I'm gonna go like mid grade D. So
I'm
we'll
gonna
go
just
D to
go
F.
like
I'm
D
gonna go
plus
D.
because they got their
D
tackle
hop.
back.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
D hop
we
and the
got
left
their
tackle.
Got
Yeah.
their tackle
D.
and their fullback.
A minus. E
I'll
minus.
say A.
I'll say A.
Solid A.
Joey Bosa jumped them from a B plus to A minus for me. 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah.
and if he could stay healthy, here's one other thing. I know this is such a weird train of thought, but I'm like, okay, I got a guy who's injury prone. Hey, we're gonna use you very, very sparingly at the beginning of the season. We want you to be 100% good to go, week 12 to the end of the season.
Yeah.
If you get hurt in week 6 and you're out for 12 weeks, we
Yeah.
can't use you.
I give him an A just for keeping
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
I say A minus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Khalil
And then,
Shakur.
Khalil Shakur was a huge. I mean, that's one of Josh Allen's favorite targets. So keeping him.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson was a good running back last year. Josh Palmer is a decent number 3 wide receiver. Joey Bosa's huge, especially like you said, you bring him in, kind of limit his snap counts, but he can be dominant.
And also
so.
valued a player like Khalil Shakur. I'm kind of saying like, oh, maybe not the best. Don't compare his value to other receivers.
Mhm.
Like, look at his value to the team.
To the team, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Bernard, who's a good linebacker.
A minus.
So they did a good job keeping their team. So I think A, especially when they were already good. Panthers.
I'm gonna go C.
Yeah.
I don't know about
do
J.C.
much.
Horn. They kept him, and then they went and got a good defensive front with the. I mean, they got from top to bottom defensive tackle, edge, and
Worth
safety.
You think C plus?
Yeah.
I think C. Yeah, C.
They got a lot of
Um,
their guys back.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just still they're still kind of rebuilding. So I don't know. I'll just say C. They didn't really go out and make any big moves.
They kept their team
Which-
together and added a few defensive pieces,
Yeah.
and that's maybe where they're lacking.
Yeah.
And Tommy Trimmel's a huge signing. Chicago Bears.
I think a A right now. I mean, just based off like
Yeah, I agree.
just
They got their whole
obviously
O-line
they-
situated.
I was thinking A minus or A. I'll
Yeah.
go with A.
I'll go with A.
I think they really hit on all their needs,
Big time.
big time to protect.
Improve the
Caleb
defense.
Williams.
That was already decently good.
Their defense was already good. Yeah.
They had
still
a
got a
weird
top 10
season.
draft pick.
Yeah.
I mean, they could. Their off season isn't over.
Yeah. I think, and they definitely won the off season already as they've posted. So, Cincinnati Bengals.
F. I don't care how many people
We
you
go
signed.
D.
You haven't signed.
D
You haven't
minus.
signed your number one receiver in the NFL. That's a fail. That's a fail on you and the organization. You don't want to win. You don't want to spend money. You want Joe Burrow to carry your team. That's why he's been injured and hurt. I'm giving an F. You cannot sign
Mr.
the
Krabs.
second best player on your team. You can't
Yeah.
not re-sign him.
That's crazy.
F.
Yeah.
I don't care how many guys you sign. I don't care. It's an F.
I say D minus just because they kept T Higgins, but even that though,
D
I
minus
think
is
they
a half
made
step
him
from an
mad.
F.
Yeah, well, I
Bengals,
think
you
they still made him mad.
Sorry.
What do you think?
Bengals got him. I think D.
D.
It's all right. I mean, they got a bunch of guys back, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
F.
Cleveland Browns are just like, you know what?
F.
Let's just pay Myles Garrett and forget about the offseason, even though we have the number 2 pick. So I guess it's not the offseason's not over, but at this initial first step, I would say F.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
didn't add anything. You just kept him.
If
and-
anything, you kind of hurt yourself because now you have all that dead cap from Deshaun, and you have to pay Myles Garrett. So I would say F.
Yeah, I don't know who I really give an F to, so I'm going to say D minus.
the half
You're
step
waiting
from
for
an
the
F.
Packers, huh? Dallas Cowboys, I would say
Yeah, no, I'm
D.
playing. D plus. I mean, they just don't
D.
spend money.
Yeah.
And
mean,
they,
they got
make
g-
stupid trades.
They got guys back. They've got a few.
They retained a
guys,
few
but
guys, but I mean, again, the
And they
cornerback.
have
I
$48 million
just-
to spend in cap space.
They reconstructed CD and Dak.
Well, y'all saw Dexter Lawrence say that Dallas is his home, but he didn't see himself winning a Super Bowl there. So
I don't blame him.
Demarcus.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Said
Yeah,
Dexter.
you said Dexter.
Oh, Dexter Lawrence with the
DD, get that
Giants.
to my laboratory.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
All right.
Denver Broncos.
I'm sorry. Signed
What?
two of the best safety and the best linebacker.
Not the best safety.
One of the best safeties.
I would say B plus.
Probably like 3 years ago.
B
2 years ago.
plus.
B plus.
I'd give him a good B plus, but we got to chill on Talanoa Hufanga. He was all pro like 2-3 years ago.
I mean, he's still solid though. It's
Go
not
look
like
at
you're
the
not getting
stats.
nobody. Dre
Go
Greenlaw.
look at him.
I think Dre Greenlaw is going to be a sneaky signing that
That's the best signing right there for
I
y'all.
think.
I
I
think-
mean, that's why I say B plus. Just because when he was playing and he wasn't hurt, he was dominant. He was top
And we
top
got P.J.
linebacker right
Jones.
next to Fred Warner.
Imagine him and Nick Bonito or whatever
Yep.
his name is.
I know.
mean,
that's
I
what I'm
think-
saying.
It's gonna be nasty.
Detroit Lions.
You got to give him a.
See?
We got to count their coaching and just give them an F. They lost
the
their
offseason.
lost their two guys.
F, yeah, no,
Can't do
I'll just
much
give
about
him
that.
B, yeah,
C.
They didn't really do nothing.
didn't.
C minus C.
Packers. I'll go
C?
F. They
Oh
didn't-
wow, that was
they
quick.
didn't do nothing. I mean, I don't know.
Their biggest issue in winning games, they have a built team. They need a receiver really bad, but their biggest reason they lost a lot of games with their kicking thing. So you can't. I mean, to sign
I'll
a kicker
go-
who was good,
I'll
I'm
go
gonna say C.
minus.
C.
C minus. Aaron
Yeah.
Banks is good. I think we lost Myers, who is a good center. I thought he was a decent center. So now we're gonna kind of shuffle the O line around with Aaron Banks. Kind of paid him, but Nate Hobbs. We'll see. Like I said, I think I'll go C.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
C minus.
Yeah.
It's kind of stagnant. Typical Packers draft. They usually build in the draft, so build and develop teams.
The
so
Packers.
We'll see. Kind of similar to last year, though. I mean, the Packers, they had two big signings and then kind of just drafted.
I don't know how I feel about
see,
the
but-
Texans.
Texans
I'm
is
gonna
tough.
go like C plus, B minus.
I think it's tough because they got rid of their they tore down their O line and built the D line, but
And
that's,
they added a lot of pieces overall. They just didn't address their main issue.
yeah.
They got a lot of good. They're also a team I think has to win now.
I'll give them a C plus.
They don't need to
I'm
win
a C.
now, though.
Nah, maybe B minus just
They
for
got-
the Christian Kirk
That's
value.
a fleece.
They got time, though, Kat. They've got a young quarterback, a young coach.
Time goes back quick.
I think
though.
that they. So when I say like Super Bowl windows, I'm like, can they win a Super Bowl in the next 3-4 years?
I don't
Yes.
think they could run
I
it.
don't think so. I think they could. They got a great coach, great defense. The only thing they're missing is a true receiver and offensive lineman. So, well, I mean, like in the next
well, they
3
got
to
Nico
5.
Collins as their number one.
I mean, but also you lost Tank Dell, who was crazy good, but you picked up Christian Kirk.
Wait, Tank Dell left,
He's
Oh,
hurt.
he's
He,
gonna be hurt
he
for the
broke that
Uh-oh.
femur or something.
Yeah.
and Diggs is still waiting to see where he's gonna go.
All right. Indianapolis Colts. F. Yeah.
It's a hard F.
They got two good DBs though, Cameron Bynum and Charvarius Ward.
Okay, D plus.
I'll go C.
I'll go C minus.
Solid C. Jaguars.
My mom's-
Um,
I'm not gonna answer it.
I don't know.
Love you, mom.
I don't know like any of those names
Jaguars.
other than Eric Murray, Jordan
Patrick
Lewis,
McCurry,
and Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins probably a C minus.
C minus, D.
They tried.
I'm gonna give it a D.
The Chiefs. I'll give them a
It's
C
hard
plus.
to
Flat C.
grade them when they're already so good.
They're already good.
You
Yeah,
catch your
it's
main
kind of
key players. I'm gonna go a B minus.
just kind of reloading. Raiders. I think they've had a pretty good
B
offseason
plus?
so far. I would say A
B plus.
minus.
I'd
I was
say
going
B
A minus
plus.
just because they kept Max Crosby back when everybody was talking about him leaving or not wanting to be there. So I think him and then getting Geno Smith is huge. So
Big, and
I'll
you
say
can.
A
And
minus.
all right, and for this next rating, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1 and tell our grades. Okay.
The next one.
Yep. Okay.
This one?
The Chargers. Don't say anything.
Hold
Look
on,
at it.
hold on.
I got my answer.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
C
D plus.
I just said C.
C plus, and
D
D
plus.
D plus.
They got a number one running back.
Yep.
Re-signed Khalil Mack.
But they have a good running back, I thought.
They had J.K. Dobbins,
They let him go.
but they let go of Gus Edwards.
Gus
So
Edwards.
where's the backup?
I just like that they got the running backs. That's really
Yeah.
that's how they play the game with
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, his
I really
system
like
is
Najee,
very-
so I think that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
C plus. Same thing here.
Same thing here. Ready?
Mm,
3, 2, 1. C.
B.
B, C,
C.
C.
I think B because they
BCC.
got Matthew Stafford back again. Everybody talks of him leaving, so you kept your quarterback, and you got him Devontae Adams, which I mean, I
Devontae.
guess he's kind of
He's at the end of his prime. Like he's got a year in a prime and then a year like a residual prime.
yeah. You kind of just swap Cup for Devontae, so I mean, I
And
would
but
say
the only thing about Devontae is he's a little bit more physical than Cup.
yeah.
So and I think it's just about the utilization of him in the system. Same thing here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
You ready?
3, 2, 1.
D
F.
minus.
What'd you say? D minus.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you, it's hard for me to give someone an F because I mean they added people in still.
just
That's how like a F is like you didn't do nothing.
I see what you're saying. I think just because you add someone though doesn't mean they're valuable.
Yeah.
I don't think they got better though.
They didn't get better, so that's why I'm like, if you don't get better at all, F.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Offensive line. They got offensive lineman, I guess.
Vikings.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. B
B
minus.
minus.
I was thinking B minus.
You also
too.
B minus?
Yeah.
All right, sci-fi's all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think keeping Aaron Jones is good.
Kept
Byron
good
Murphy
pieces.
too. And then they added Will Fries, which is a really good offensive.
Jonathan
guard.
Allen.
Jonathan Allen, good on the
And
D.
kept her signed a good center, Ryan Kelly.
Ryan
a decent
Kelly,
center.
yeah,
Good
so they-
contract.
I think
Good
they did a really
contracts
good
all the way
job.
up to signed. Good cheap contracts for good cheap players.
Yep.
So,
I think they did a good job. Patriots.
okay, I got my answer already.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, like that.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
B
A.
plus.
What'd you
I
say?
just said B plus A.
A. I think A, you went out, you had all this money, and you spent it. You spent it on really, really good players. You made your defense better. You're going to draft really well in the draft. You got different picks there. You definitely set yourself up to make good moves in the draft. And you also have $92 million still left in cap space.
Yeah, they're still working. So
So they're still cooking. All right.
Giants.
Yeah, okay. All right. I got my answer. Yeah, all right. Okay,
I'm
just
ready.
gonna give it. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. D
C
minus.
Me-
Not quite an F, but
Not
definitely
quite.
down there for me. D minus. You say D minus as well?
He said,
Yeah.
yeah. I said C, just because Holland and Adebo or Adebo are really good defensive
good
players. so.
DBs. Yeah.
Definitely giving them an F for that contract situation with Darius.
That's what
Slayton,
made me
but-
mad. They went from a C plus to D minus because of that.
Yeah.
Idiots.
the Jets.
I got my answer.
I
Oh.
got it.
Go ahead.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
C
B.
minus.
B, just because of Fields.
I think Justin Fields can
But
ball.
then they go Aaron Rodgers. You're taking Fields over Rodgers?
Yes. I'm just thinking you can develop him in the system. He's still young. He's only like 26. So you could say it could be the next Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Just saying. Don't sleep on
I
him.
feel like they downgraded, so I'm gonna.
I still feel like they need O line.
Yeah, they didn't really address it.
Okay.
Oh, their O line. I feel like.
I guess my take is clouded my
Terrible.
vision.
Yeah.
And they lost
bit.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
Alan Lazard ain't gonna ball out like that with Fields.
Eagles.
Eagles. All right. I got my take.
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. B
C.
minus. I say B minus just because they got Saquon that massive extension, and then they got King Green from the Texans, who's a decent player.
I just said C minus. All they got really was Saquon to me.
They don't have any money to spend, I don't
Yeah, I
think.
say D just because they didn't really do nothing, which is not really.
But
wait,
they
wait,
said,
you
hey-
didn't put Zach Bond on there. Zach
They,
Bond.
yeah, they re-signed Zach.
Oh
Bond.
yeah. Well, some of this was made yesterday when we were supposed to go live.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. A
C.
minus.
C. A
All
minus B.
I just think
C?
all they got was DK Metcalf.
You still don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's gonna throw it to him? You paid him all this money. You're not gonna get him. But my take, I
Mason
think
Rudolph.
And they got a running back.
they did. Yeah, they did
Mason
sign Mason
Rudolph.
Rudolph, but
Gonna be a-
he's a helmet magnet.
I just
But
think you got two receivers out there now, number ones, and anywhere they go.
two dogs.
So
for
all you
sure.
gotta do is find a decent, capable quarterback.
As
Kenneth
long as they're
Gainwell's a
not,
good.
as long as they're not crying.
Yeah. Well, it's
Kenneth
gonna be
Gainwell
it's gonna be hard for them to.
Read more. Click right there. And just read more.
It's gonna be hard for them to complain about not getting touches because one of them's not gonna get touches. You know.
One of
so.
them is there'd be lots of hook and laterals. Like
Yeah.
I'll catch it, you run
Yeah.
behind me, and then we can both. Okay. All right, I got my whole. Cause
I'm
there's
ready.
okay, I've got it. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I might have to.
3, 2,
is your
1.
one.
D
F.
minus.
I had to give them the F. They lost too many people, bro. And
They're
they
rebuilding now.
Their purpose of rebuilding, yeah. I think they said our Super Bowl window with the current team was out. But see, this is one of the things I'm talking about. Like 2020 to 2025 was our Super Bowl window.
Yeah.
So when I talk about teams that can be in that Super Bowl window, that's when I apply it to the Texans or to the Broncos or to the Chargers. When I say Super Bowl window, before they got to do what the Tex this is exactly in 3 years, the 49ers will be back in Super Bowl contention.
Yeah. Also, touching back on the Luke Farrell contract, are they like just preparing to let go of Kittle too, or?
I don't even know.
I'd say F.
Trade Kittle while you
Yeah,
can, while he's still
I
good.
guess.
If you sign the other guy. Okay, I got
I'm
mine.
ready.
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
C
C
plus.
minus. B.
C plus.
C minus. I was thinking C or C minus. So just St. Bernard was a great addition, but you lost the number 1 receiver. Didn't re-sign him. Didn't really do much yet. Ernest Jones is a good sign. Is a good contract. And Jerry and Reed.
I think Sam Darnold. They got a pretty good deal for him.
Yeah, especially if he balls
And
out.
he's
for
in
2 years.
between. People sign quarterbacks to 4 years all the time. I would have personally wanted like a 2-year deal because you never know with them.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
2-year, like $70 million deal,
But then
$35 million.
they hit him right in between with 3.
Yeah.
They're not paying him too much.
Yeah, and he's kind of like Geno Smith, so it's like kind of like a lateral move too, honestly. So, but he's younger. That's the good thing too. So he could still grow to be better. So,
And think about how much we learned from Kevin O'Connell.
yeah.
He takes that. So and also the Seahawks have a good coach.
Bucks.
All right, I got my answer.
I'm ready.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
C minus.
Just C.
Okay.
Flat
Yeah.
C.
Yeah, I just think they paid a lot for Chris Godwin, who's
Yeah,
coming off
I
a
was thinking the same
terrible
thing.
injury. They got
Mhm.
Levante David back, which is a good sign.
Who
I think
knows
Hassan
if-
Reddick isn't the best signing either for $14 million a year.
Who knows if he's even gonna play?
I know.
I mean, he held out all year last year, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the Jets.
Yeah. So yeah, I just C
it's
minus.
one of
I don't
those
think they
Le'Veon
really.
Bell situations. You hold out and then you're not good. You don't condition. Like, if
Yep.
like to be the best of the best, you constantly
in
have to be.
shape. Working your craft. Titans.
All right, I got my answer.
I got my answer too.
All right.
3,
I'm ready.
2, 1.
C minus. C minus.
C
D
minus,
plus.
D plus.
I just say that because of our tackle. We got a
Oh,
tackle.
The
Yeah.
Dan Moore is a great signing. It's
Yeah.
a great pickup.
I just don't think he. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know.
There's still so
Their
many holes,
defense is
yeah.
really good already, so I guess you didn't really need much on that side of the ball. But I feel like you could have been a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side as far as weapons, like wide
Yeah.
receivers.
But we also
And-
lost a few guys.
Yeah.
And also on the flip side of that, if Dan Moore comes in and he's a huge addition to your run game and pass game, that could take your team, literally change 3 or 4 wins, and now you're competing for a division that's not the best
Yeah.
in the AFC. And then you don't have to draft a.
I guess the
Quarterback.
biggest thing is y'all really just need offensive tackle and a quarterback because you still got Calvin Ridley,
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears.
Well, we drafted.
Who's your tight end? You're a pretty good tight end, right?
No, not really.
Hooper?
But yeah, Austin
Austin
Hooper.
Hooper. He's
He's
decent.
alright.
He's bad. He's not bad.
But we drafted O-line 3 years in a row in the top 10, I think. We got
Really?
Peter Skoronsky and then we got J.C. Latham last year.
Okay.
But-
Oh yeah, from
And then we just
Alabama.
last year we got Crush Lindenberry or whatever his name was. What was his name, Cat? He was on the Broncos center.
What was his name?
Crush Lindenberry or something like that.
Cushenberry.
Yeah,
Cushenberry?
Cushenberry, something like that. He's pretty solid.
The last one.
That's it. No, weird. Yeah, that was
All right. Well, I know we went a little bit longer than the 30-minute OT update, but this is kind of our first time doing this. As news progresses and breaks out, we want to introduce the OT update during the middle of the weeks for like free agency news, playoffs, and the basketball's coming up. We got baseball coming up, back into football, and
March Madness.
March Madness. We may be also doing more live streams on Sundays instead of recording the podcast and post editing it. So make sure that if you haven't, stop right now, go like,
Comment. Subscribe.
Sorry, I wasn't paying
You're the
attention.
subscribe
My
guy.
bad,
Come on
my bad. I
now.
wasn't paying attention.
And
Hit the bell.
Yep.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Yep. All of the things below the screen, and also go like us on Facebook so we can live stream there, and TikTok. Got a lot of
Yeah,
TikTok
we need
stuff.
we need more followers. That way we can live stream. But
Yeah.
You sure?
anything else? Any last thoughts, comments, concerns, questions?
You got
Cardi,
you got-
Cardi album finna drop.
I knew it. I knew it. That's what I was about to say.
Everybody's staying up late for that. It's
Not
like
me.
Christmas.
I'm gonna be playing 2K.
Mhm.
Oh, you'll be up.
Those
then,
songs
so
will probably end up
they're
being on
already gonna be
2K.
there.
No,
But
Providence's new album dropping.
yeah, the streets need it. But again, thank you guys. Shout out to y'all. Get
See
you
ya.
next time. See ya.